Hey everyone, welcome back to Bleach Brave Souls. Today we are going to talk a little bit about co-op and some strategies and some tips that can maybe help you improve your play a little bit. But first, and if you're new to the channel, just bear with me a second. First, I got to thank one of our community members by the name of Michaeloff. And Michaeloff has been a huge help to me in setting up our Discord chat and just managing it really well. So I mean, he's been doing a great job, so I got to give him the buckle for the next few videos. And bam, there you go. There you go, Michaeloff. It's the least I could do for you, man. And yeah, well, once again, I really appreciate everything you've done. You're doing a great job. And one more thing, I gotta thank the lone wolf, the big man, Tonberry Phantom. He said some nice things about me in his 6,000 subscriber Q&A video. That was an hour and 40 minutes long or something like that. But yeah, he's a cool guy, and Todd Berry, I love your videos. Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate it. All right, guys. So let's talk about co-op a little bit. We've been doing really well in our squad runs. And if you're new here and don't know what I'm talking about when I say squad runs, I'll explain it a little bit at the end of the video. But this is for everybody who does co-op here and there. Mostly it applies to the higher level co-ops, level 90 and level 100. Anything lower, you can pretty much do whatever you want. So the first thing I want to talk about are the boss killer characters. And most people probably know about these characters, but there are some people that don't. So let's go through them just real quick. Boss killer characters are characters that have a secondary effect on their special attack. So they either burn the enemy or poison the enemy, or some specials they stun or freeze or confuse. But for co-op, you're going to really want to look out for the characters that have burn damage or poison damage, because these characters are essential to killing the enemy bosses. Hence the name boss killer. If that's not obvious enough. So if you're going to run a high level co-op, you're going to have at least one of these characters in your group. You can see Yama, Sailaporo, there's a bunch of them. And when you go through your co-op runs, you're going to want to give priority to these guys when gathering the pink spirit bombs that give you extra special attacks. These guys get first priority. So if you're not playing one of these characters, do not take the spirit bomb. If none of these characters are in your group, then just use your own judgment. Feel free. It doesn't really matter. But if one of these characters are in your group, they get priority on the spirit bomb, guys. So don't be a selfish player. It's for your own good. That's pretty much all there is to say about it. You're gonna want to have one of these characters in any level 90 or level 100 co-op room, especially the level 100 co-op, because without one, the bosses are just really a pain in the ass. All right, guys. So secondary priority on the spirit bombs goes to the healers, and there's only a few in the game. There's Orihime, there's New Year's Orihime, there's Retsu, there's White Day Gin, and there's the Parasol Jushiro. These guys should be the next most important people that should get the spirit bombs, because they heal the group. And healing in general is more useful than just a normal special attack. It's not more useful than a boss killer special attack, though. So the priority is this: boss killers first, healers second, and then everyone else is third. If you have both characters, if you have a boss killer and a healer in your group, the boss killer in general, guys, should get the spirit bomb. Depending on the situation, of course. Now, other than making sure the right character gets the pink spirit bomb, you're going to want to make sure your character has the correct character links when you go into co-op. And as we all know, co-op has a lot of lag. There's sometimes, you get hit for no reason. There's not even an enemy kind of near you, but you still take damage. So you're going to want to have at least one healing character link. And the healing character links are these 8 characters. You got the 3-star Orihime, there's 2 versions of her, and then you have the rest of the 5-star characters. Not a lot of people have these characters, so in general, you're going to link an Orihime, a 3-star Orihime, and if you find that you're really struggling in co-op with taking damage, go ahead and link both Orihimes, because that'll give you 24% healing every time you change screens. It's pretty much essential, just because of the way co-op is and the lag, and sometimes the unexpected occurs, no matter how good you are. So I would recommend that you at least have one healing link when you go into a high-level co-op. It's much more valuable than just another plus 27 attack or something minus 12 recharge time. It's definitely a worthwhile sacrifice. Other links that will increase your survivability in co-op are burn damage reduction and poison damage reduction, and just regular damage reduction. Alright guys, so let's take a look at a few co-op runs. They're going to be level 90 co-op runs, and before we even get started with that, I want to apologize for the terrible frame rate and the lag. It almost looks like a slideshow, but there was really nothing I could do about it. Sometimes it's just bad, and I couldn't get a smoother frame rate, so try and bear with it. You'll still be able to see what I'm talking about. So in this run, as you can see, we don't have a boss killer character, or we don't have a healer character. So in this situation, it doesn't really matter who gets the spirit bomb. Feel free to take it. Feel free to let other people take it. It's up to you. It's up to your play style. If you're a guy who likes to use specials for some reason, yeah, that's totally fine. Now in level 90 and level 100 co-op, sometimes you'll come across a pack of enemies that's a lot of enemies, and a lot of them are dangerous, like the round, rolly, hollow enemies, or the big ones that shoot. They punch out red Ceros. Feel free in situations like that to use a spirit bomb if you think it's dangerous, or if you think a lot of people are going to take damage, because there's no point in saving your special for the boss if you don't get to the boss. Also, guys, when you're clearing these packs, and this is really important in level 100 co-op, be aware of where the next group will spawn. You don't want to kill an enemy in a bad location where, as soon as it dies, the next pack is going to spawn right on top of you and just probably one-shot you, because, when the spawn comes in, for a lot of players, that creates a huge amount of lag at that moment, and it's just a bad situation in general. So once you get to know the stage, you'll get a better feel for where the enemies spawn, and you can plan for it accordingly. And the boss, you're just gonna have to muscle it through, because if you don't have the boss killer, you're just gonna have to do your strong attacks and dodge a lot. So if the bosses are really dangerous, a strategy you can use is just keep dodging, and you just keep doing strong attacks. Don't even try to do normal attacks if the bosses are really dangerous. There are some bosses like Grimjo or Ulquiorra that if you get hit a couple of times, it's gonna hurt, especially in level 100. Alright guys, so the next group that we're gonna look at, it does have a boss killer, and the boss killer is the purple Yamamoto, played by Skyplays, and you're going to see how we do it in this run. This is pretty much a textbook run for a level 90. Okay, the first pack, Halabel used the special, and it pretty much wipes him out. So there you go, room 1 clear. No damage, everybody's safe. Room 2, I believe it is me who uses the special. Yeah. And there we go, we cleared out that pack. That pack could be dangerous, and those are those huge punchy guys that I was talking about. I don't know what they're called. I forget. I do know what they're called, I just forget right now. And yeah. And then room 3, we have Kisuke. Michaeloff's playing Kisuke, and he clears that pack, and we just steamroll through the whole thing. We're already on the boss. And as you can see, Genryusai has gotten all the spirit orbs so far. He opens up with the special. He should probably wait until the trash enemies are clear and the bosses come out. But in this case, we have plenty of extra spirit bombs, and it's not a problem. But in the level 100 co-op, you're gonna need to not waste those boss killer specials on trash mobs. So there you have it. Nice and simple, nice and smooth, really fast, and you know, that's the way it should be. All right, guys, that's pretty much the basics of co-op. It's not rocket science, guys. Just use your common sense and follow these tips that I've given you here, and you'll be all right. Another important thing to know is, you know, practice the stage a few times. You know, like the more you do the stage, the more you'll know how it's set up. So I mean, that's really important. That's really important knowledge to have as well. In random, you're not going to be able to use these tactics, but you know, if you're in a organized group like we are, yeah, they work great. And I invite all of you guys to join us in our Discord chat. I'll put the link in the description. And if you're looking for a co-op, it's a great place to go. People are really friendly. You know, you can just ask any of us for help, or just set up groups. And you might even see some other YouTubers in there. I know John Bantai, he stops by once in a while. Zeno from TXB was in there a couple of days ago. I'm always in there, so you know, you can talk to me directly there. And yeah, it's just a really good community atmosphere. And Michael Loft does a great job running it. And hopefully it'll continue to grow, and it'll be a good spot for people to find, you know, good groups to run co-op with, because we all know how it is when you run randoms. It's always a hit or miss situation. All right, guys, so that's all I have for this video. I hope it was helpful. You know, I don't claim to be an expert on running co-op. Don't take my words as, you know, the hard, fast rules. They're just some general tips that I find useful. And, you know, if you implement them correctly, you're going to do well. All right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.